Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to write major 5-finger patterns and chords in all major keys, and that is from your book page 42 through 45. This is a very important piano technique that we'll be doing a lot for the next few weeks. Before that, let's do a quick review of the concept of half step versus whole step. You should have already learned from Unit 1 that half step is the smallest musical interval you can find, and whole step equals to 2 half steps. And interval means the distance between 2 notes. If you look at the keyboard right here, a half step on the piano keyboard will be the keys that are right next to each other. So for example, note D, right next to D, there is E flat or D sharp. On the way down or on the way left, half step down from D will be C sharp or D flat. Another example will be starting on note E, your half step up would be the key right next to it, which is F, or the key right next to E on the left, which is D flat or E flat. So they are half step from each other. And whole step will be 2 half steps. If you go from D again, it will be 1 half step and then 2 half step. That will be D to E, that's a whole step. Or from E, 1 half step, 2 half step. E to F sharp will be a whole step. If I go the other way, from E down, 1 half step and 2 half step. So D to E will be also a whole step. So that's a quick review. Now let's go right into how do you build a major 5-finger pattern, starting on the easiest one, C. Basically, it's just the first 5 notes of the scale. I write the note down and also write the letter. What you need to know is the interval relationship between each note. So between C to D, you can always refer to the keyboard on the top. That's a whole step. D to E is a whole step. E to F is a half step. F to G is another whole step. So to build any major 5-finger patterns, you need to have the interval pattern of whole, whole, half, whole. Knowing that, you're able to build any major key 5-finger pattern. So let's do another example. I will show you a trick to make sure everything is accurate. Let's do D. The very first step before you are even thinking or figuring things out is, this is a very important step, is to write out the alphabet first, and I'll explain to you why. If you are writing on music stuff without even thinking, your first step would be write out the notes by the steps, because this way you will avoid inharmonic mistake. So let's start from D to E. Let's write the interval patterns first. I want whole, whole, half, whole. So one or more of the notes need to be altered to fit this interval pattern. Let's look at from D to E. That's a whole step. So that one is fine. E to F, that's another whole step that we need. But as you can see, E to F is a half step, which means I need to change and raise the note on the right in order to make this a whole step, like so. So imagine if you do not write out the note and the letters first, you might end up giving me a G flat by mistake. And you can easily avoid this by writing out the letter in alphabetic order first, or write out the notes by the steps first. So here is F sharp to G, and then from F sharp to G, I need a whole step. I need a half step, and that's already a half step, so that one is set. And then from G to A, I need a whole step, and that's already a whole step, so that one is set too. So I only need to order F to F sharp. Then you are done. In the assignment, you will need to finish writing all the major 5-finger patterns. Starting on, I already gave you C and D, so starting on the Y keys, using the step I just showed you, which means you have to write down the alphabet order first. And then after that, you'll write the one starting on the black key, and that's gonna be your assignment. And the chords will be the first note, the third note, the fifth note of the pattern. So a C major chord will be C, E, G. One thing I would like to remind you is if you're writing out the 5-finger patterns in the letters, for example, in the D scale, if you need to do F sharp, the accidental will be on the right of the letter. If you do it on the music staff, the accidental will be on the left of the note. You can submit either way. You can just write on the music staff with the correct accidentals, or you can just write it in letters. I accept assignments either way. So if you still have question with the assignment, just let me know.